Hello, everyone. In this presentation, we will be discussing our Correct English Quality Assurance Report. To begin, what is Correct English? Well, Correct English is an advanced AI writing tool that allows a user to check for any grammar issues or spelling errors. Some of the features include originality check, so it checks if your paper is plagiarizing. It also gives you statistical feedback, so it gives you a percentage of how many grammar errors you have. It also has collaboration tools to where it allows you to have like a group of people working on the same paper. It has different online applications on the tablet, the phone, and the laptop. And it gives you word suggestions. So if you want to use a better word, it gives you a list of different words that you can use in that sentence. It also gives you writing templates. So if you need to write in MLA format, it gives you that. It has a subject-verb agreement check. So it checks if you're using the correct grammar subject-verb tenses. It also checks for formatting and styling rules. And of course, it has a spell check. How do you use Correct English? To begin, the first step, you have to create an account on correctenglish.com. UTD provides every student with one, so you should be covered with that. The second step is to upload your document to the document center. Once you uploaded your document, you'll see your words being underlined. You just click on the underlined word and you check what it's suggesting. You can either use it or you can just ignore it. And you just continue this throughout the whole document, and eventually you'll end up with edited paper. Now that I finished my part, I'll pass it on to the next.
To test the accuracy and effectiveness of correct English, we conducted the test include 20 short tests which are less than 5 sentences, 20 long paragraphs which are from 8 to 15 sentences, and 5 long tests with multiple passages. We clarified the error into 4 main groups: spelling concern, punctuation concern, word choice, and other grammar errors. About spelling concern, the detection rate is 80%. We put misspelled words like however or words stuck together like need to. As the result, correct English discovered. About word choice include preposition, subjects, pronouns. In the example on the left, we use the wrong pronouns, and the software points out the error, explain why we should use him instead of who. However, in the example on the right, we use the wrong preposition, but the software didn't detect it. It only found a sentence with not capitalization. About punctuation concern include comma, periods, quotation mark, question mark. The correct English showed the error in the text and specific explanation. Finally, other grammar error includes verb to be, tense. We get the font example of the present tense and past tense. The software detects the error. It also detects the error when we use the wrong verb to be. This graph shows us the test scale result by the software, and you can see the highest font percentage ratio of correct English is the highest. Through the above test, we have summarized the benefits and disadvantages of correct English as the following. About benefits, correct English provides convenient logging feature, suggest detailed change to user, allow user to upload multiple documents and evaluate student writing. However, it also has the disadvantage, such as lack of automatic edit feature, require internet connection, advises some feature does not work, recommend incorrect correction, fail to detect many errors, and need long tests to be effective. Next, Shachi will talk more detail about our survey.
So we decided to create a survey in order to see the variety of people's opinions. So in order to create the survey, we decided to use Google Forms. And in the survey, we included a lot of elements of humor. The reason being, elements of humor would allow people to be more engaged and thus hopefully providing more accurate answers. And the reason why we created the survey was, like I said before, to see people's opinions. Because no matter how great a product is, if people don't use it, then it's going to be a waste of an investment. Our first question asked was, check the writing helper sources you have heard of. As we can see in this diagram, approximately 95% of students selected Grammarly, whereas only 17.8% of students have heard of Correct English. This is important because it shows that so many more people have heard of Grammarly that it might appear to be more user-friendly. And thus, if we do decide to purchase Correct English, a lot of people might have trouble using it, it won't be as user-friendly, and thus, this is giving us a hint that maybe Correct English isn't the best software when it comes to a writing helper source. Our second question asked was, how often do you use these writing helper sources? And approximately 65% of all students asked said they use it at least occasionally. This is important because it shows that if you purchase a writing helper source, there will be students who use it. And no matter how great of a product it is, people will definitely be using it. This is important because it won't be a waste of an investment because there will be people using it. How strong of a writer do you consider yourself to be? Approximately 90-ish% of students think that they're at writing. And this is important because it shows that people think that they need to improve upon their writing, which means that they'll probably be using some aids in order to do so. And because they need some aids, they'll definitely be using a writing helper source if we provide it to them. Thus, it won't be a waste of an investment. If the university provided you with a free subscription of a writing helper source, would you use it? Approximately 3/4 of all students asked said that they would. And this is important because we included the words free subscription. If we did not include it, people might have said no because of the cost. And this value shows the true value of people using these writing sources because we are providing the free subscription. So we're actually seeing if people are going to use it or not, because due to the quality and not because of the cost. The fifth question, do you prefer Grammarly or Correct English? Of the 50% that do know the difference, approximately 39.6% of the students prefer Grammarly. This is important because it shows that because a lot of people prefer Grammarly over Correct English, Grammarly is definitely more user-friendly. You're not asking to purchase Grammarly, but this is definitely proving that Correct English is definitely not the best option based on students' opinions. And our final question was basically asking if people had any additional information regarding Correct English or Grammarly that we were unaware of. And so that would also aid us in making the decision.
Grammarly will underline incorrect words or grammar and show you what to replace it with and why just by a click. It doesn't just tell you when something is wrong. While that will be okay, this program goes a step further with explanation so you can understand and learn to improve. Also, you will file faster, better, more accurate, and has more function. You can customize the goal about audience, formattility, domain, and tone of the papers. Then it will suggest the replacements for common words based on the standard dictionary. The especially writer who always work on a phone or different devices could save more time and money by using Grammarly instead of overpaying for a particular browser or word processor. What the spelling and grammar section of Microsoft Word can inform you about your accuracy. In this process, the grammatical mistakes are underlined with a green wavy line, and the red is for spelling. Moreover, it has find and replace function, where it automatically changes a bunch of words into other words. It's useful if you want to change the consistency of a word in a document. So the Microsoft Word save a lot of time and not require internet when you're using it, instead of having a person who look over your spelling mistake or doing it by yourself. This program can finish its work within seconds.
In conclusion, what we have found from the test cases, the survey, and the features comparison is that correct English should not be purchased by the institution. To reiterate, the tests and analyses performed found that the features were lacking or dysfunctional in correct English, such as lacking automatic editing and falsely advertising its plagiarism checker tool. The test cases also showed that correct English was not as effective at finding writing mistakes as other software, and correct English even detected more false positives than other software. Finally, as Sachi was saying, the survey found that students were more familiar with other writing software and that correct English simply wouldn't be the best choice of purchase. To recap, the question that this report set out to answer was if correct English was good enough and worth purchasing for students at the educational institution. The methods used to test correct English found that no, it cannot be recommended. Moving forward, purchasing executives such as yourself should consider looking into other writing software and possibly conducting an additional quality assurance report. Or, for the time being, the Institute may want to refer its students to free or other accessible writing software, which can be done at a much lower cost. This achieves the institution's goal of improving student writing without the cost of purchasing licenses of a poor quality writing software. Thank you for your time. We believe that this information will help inform your decision on purchasing correct English or not, and will ultimately impact how student writing is improved at the institution. The team will now answer any questions regarding its recommendation to avoid purchasing correct English.